And
No, but Norm Rice, because I'm not from here, a lot of people seeing this, he's like legendary. People talk
yes,
about this man like.
well, Norm is a very beloved man. He ran for a city council office in 1978. It was a vacancy. And so CMIC interviewed him. I was so impressed by his interview. When we got to the end of the period where we were bound not to support anyone, and we were allowed to endorse. I gave him my endorsement. I took him on bar tours. I just wanted people to meet this man, and he ran. He was elected and was in the city council. I tried to get on his staff as an administrative assistant. He didn't hire me, but I got to meet Greg Nichols, his legislative assistant there, and realized Greg was married to one of my former students who took my sexual politics class, and became closer with Norm Rice than anyone. And in fact, in the summer of '85. He was considering running against Mayor Royer, who was running for a third term, I think, and he asked Greg and me and a Democratic activist named Nancy Long to meet with him at breakfasts on Saturdays, and for about 4 or 5 breakfasts, we talked over those Saturdays with Norm about should he run for mayor, and he concluded that he should, and he ran and lost, and that was a good experience for him. Hard as it was. He ran for then Congress in 1988 for a position that Mike Lowry had held. Well, we thought it would be a good position for him to go for because Virginia Galley of the Seattle City Council was the only real candidate for it, and he could beat her, we figured. We didn't think about this man named Jim McDermott who came along and stole the race and is still the congressman from the 7th District. Thank God. But, Norm then jumped in at the last minute in the 1989 election and was elected mayor and served for 2 terms. Well, Norm is black, and Norm is, he has Team Rice. Everyone belonged to the campaign, was part of Team Rice, and he would hold nice dinners and picnics and things for us all to come to their home, and he and his wife Constance, and they were very friendly, open-hearted people, and he ran a good office. And
mayor, right?
Yes, and Shelley Yap was she was in the county side as budget director, but at any rate, he was a real good person to lead the city, and we don't have a huge minority population, a huge black population here. It's Norm has just represented everybody in a sense. He knew how to reach out and talk to all of us, all of our interests, and bring us together, and to work the council and to deal with the issues that the city faced. And he had a great sense of humor, has a great sense of humor, and people just love getting together with him. So
in every major city, there's always 1 or 2 mayors that people speak of, and they smile. Like everybody we interviewed came out.
And a similarly well qualified person for mayor was Greg Nichols, who worked for Norm, and Greg was elected then afterwards. And Greg, for various reasons, wasn't as popular and didn't have quite the successes, but he had several successes, and he's made many contributions to the city since. Is very much a public servant, somebody who really gives of himself, and his family are very proud members of the community, and his home was just celebrated for being 100 years old, and so forth. So during that period and throughout, we now have a mayor as the first mayor since 1977. I'm not known on a first name basis, and so I said this is kind of the end of an era. I met all these other people through CMEC and such, and I was really glad to know them. But I found I was not commenting about city politics much, because these mayors were people that I knew and I liked, and I just wanted them to be successful. But I didn't want to, get out and get involved in the issues there, lest I kind of get on their wrong side. I didn't want to feel compelled to criticize my friends. And so I hope that's going to be the same with our next mayor, Ed Murray, who should win this election and will be a great mayor. I feel almost more enthusiasm for his being mayor as I did for Norm, because he's, again, someone who has given of himself so much to public office. I mean, public office isn't glamour. I mean, some of it is, but it isn't privilege. It's work, and it's hard work with difficult people. And you have to be nice to those nasty people on the other side of the issues. And he is. He knows how to do it. So
it is exciting.
yes.
Very exciting.